So, Fnaf drama's been a little nutty lately. You've got creators like Theft King who rose to fame off well-made content, only to squander it all to ruin their reputation because meanies don't like them. Or maybe just blatantly lying about people doxing him and then being called out for it to hell and back. Yeah, that's a good one. We've had a few dramas with the fanverse and the main figureheads of it. Whether it be questionable remarks on social issues or being inappropriate with fans, there was a never-ending controversy around it all. And that, my friends, is what leads to the topic of this video. Another fanverse creator being put on the spotlight for another issue of their cause. Today we talk about Phisnom and how a stream playing the new Ruin DLC may have potentially butterflied into the removal of Phisnom from Fnaf Plus's development and possibly worse. So sit back, relax, and let the show begin. So if you're somehow not aware and are living under a fucking boulder, the Security Breach Ruin DLC dropped recently, and with it, the entire Fnaf fandom was wakened once again to consume Fnaf media and watch their favorite creators play the game. Now, one of these creators who was asked repeatedly to play the game was none other than Phisnom. And whether it be from people curious or desperate to see his approval or disapproval of the new DLC, they should have known he probably wasn't going to be all stoked and happy to stream the game. At least, considering he was very vocal about his dissatisfaction with Security Breach. So even with that knowledge, Phisnom fired up his stream and began playing the game for his audience. And as you'd expect, he wasn't particularly joyful about Ruin either. Going to Twitter, oh shit, sorry, my bad, X, nice job Elon, to sum up his experience as just boring. Seems legit. Okay, but get this, what's actually fucking hilarious is this tweet alone was enough to send the dude's name to the trending tab. There is no way, no fucking way that calling a game boring is enough to get people on your ass this hard to compulsively tweet about you to this degree. Obviously, if you're smarter than a squirrel, you don't really see an issue with what Phisnom has done. Like, honestly, please tell me, how the fuck this led to this? Well, after Phiznom's name got trending, a Twitter user and YouTuber by the name of Alex made a quote tweet that somewhat resembled the following: "When FNAF Plus comes out, we should call it boring too." And then sparks flew. Death threats, gore, spam, and overall just gross, despicable content was just spammed to Alex by alleged Phisnom fans. Yeah, I think at this point it's safe to say the FNAF community is unhinged as hell, as shit like not enjoying a game or making a third grade level quote insult tweet is enough to bring people to arms against you. Quite baffling, I know. Once the DMs started rolling in with this gross content, Alex went to tweet what would be the first of many tweets about this whole situation. Like, dude, dear God, please put this app down. You've made like 150 tweets in the past 3 days alone. That's not even counting replies. And no, I will not be going through every single tweet made by Alex in this situation, as I don't want this video to end up 20 minutes longer than it has to. Jokes aside, this is what the initial tweet said. I deleted this tweet. I've been given several death threats in both my DMs and quote tweets, and frankly, I don't want to deal with that. A lot of people also misunderstood what I was trying to say, so yeah, I've deleted it. Personally, I feel Alex's tweet was pretty innocent and to a point like a really low-grade insult, if anything. So yeah, the sky is fucking blue. Alex would re-emphasize that they were receiving death threats multiple times in hope of it maybe being stopped or having a public response from Phisnom on the whole thing. And well, one of those things definitely did come true, just maybe as you wouldn't expect. Phisnom responded to the following tweet about the situation with this: "That's pretty messed up. Why can't I get death threats? Do other people deserve death threats and I don't? Every real Phisnom fan knows that I'm the only one that should be getting death threats. Could I get death threats now, please? Please give Delic death threats?" Basically taking the piss out of the whole situation, making fun of a minor receiving gore and threats to their lives by his own fanbase. And I think now is the perfect time to combat a common point I keep seeing brought up in this situation, that is, creators are apparently responsible for their fans' actions. And as much as I've seen people involved in this situation parroting so, I, and probably most people with common sense, will say it's more likely a gray area. Areas I personally feel you are not responsible for fans' actions would be where they themselves do gross shit without input from the creator themselves. For instance, at the beginning of the whole thing where the initial tweet from Alex was posted and mass harassed, Phisnom would show no interest in coordinating any sort of attack on the young creator, and more or less never spoke a word to them, or of them. This is a situation where Phisnom was not at fault. An area where some fault would fall into the creator would be where Phisnom replied to the tweet about the situation making fun fun of it. It can be argued that the creator is condoning/encouraging the behavior and as a result is worsening its damage. And a situation where I say nearly all the blame falls onto the creator would be if the creator outright started the harassment campaign through a coordinated attack from maybe a post or announcement, and asking for the fans to do such gross things. Basically acting like a leader in the whole situation or a puppet master of some sorts. Of course, this is more or less my opinion of how these situations should be graded, and if the creator outright disavows this behavior at the beginning and it doesn't stop, it's really not on them in any way. Like seriously, what could they do anymore to please you? They've done everything they can. So that tangent out of the way, what happened after Phisnom made that tweet mocking the whole situation? Well, Alex continued to tweet about the situation with some further updates to it and proof of the apparent actions by the alleged fans. They decided to make a quote-unquote final post on the situation where they revealed that they went to Phisnom with an alt account to express their situation more directly, as they were already blocked on their main. Alex attempted to express how real everything was and how shitty of a situation they were put in. Phisnom did end up seeing those tweets, but also blocked the alt, further ignoring Alex's attempt to talk this through. After which Phisnom did make a post to apologize, and yeah, it was the whole Rickroll thing, which kinda shows that he either was not taking this seriously or genuinely has the comprehension of a pea shooter from PvZ. Either way, he still didn't care. At this point, Phisnom was trending hard on Twitter with new hashtags like FirePhisnom and anything similar being tweeted by thousands. And I think it was at this point where everything became clear to Phisnom, as he promptly put out an apology, which if we're all being real was just to save his ass and was in no way genuine. But nonetheless, I will still read it aloud. Jokes aside, sending people gore and death threats is completely inexcusable behavior, and I obviously don't support this at all. I don't consider anyone that would do this to be a fan of me, so let me know who they are and I will block them and ban them from my community. Pretty by the books and done for presumably all the wrong reasons, but it's something. Little did Phisnom know, it was maybe too late. On August 2nd, YouTuber Johnny Blocks posted the following tweet. Five Nights at Freddy's Plus on Steam has removed its attached developer Phisnom, with him also being banned on the page's discussion forum. Below the tweet were two screenshots showing that Phiznom's name were no longer attached to the game's Steam page and his ban from the discussion forum. As people began digging more, not only was Phiznom's name removed from the two things posted, it was also removed from the official Fnaf Plus Twitter account and YouTube. So it's safe to say some shit went down behind the scenes. As of right now, this is considered a developing situation, and Phisnom has not made any tweets in the past 3 days as of writing this, though he has still been active on Twitter. There are two current main theories as to what happened, which are that, one, Scott ended up seeing all the emails being funneled his way as people were encouraged to do so by Alex, and he ended up firing Phisnom from the project, and Click Team will just finish the game, or to extend this theory, he may have just had his name removed from the game's socials as a result of his actions, and he is truly not fired. Kinda like removed for the sake of PR. Or two, Phisnom got sick of the Fnaf fandom and just decided it was a good time to quit and leave everything be. Either way, we do know shit went down and something did indeed happen. Kane was asked multiple times if he knew what was going on, and many times he replied the same. He has no clue and has the same information as us at the time. So what's the takeaway, kids? Basically, don't be a dumbass and don't indirectly encourage your fans to mass harass people on the internet. Phisnom started this out by being the one targeted by a bunch of unwarranted hate from something as small as not liking the new FNAF game, and he ran with it, but then he decided it wasn't all that serious when his own fans were the cause of the same to someone else. Instead of trying to shepherd everyone back into place, he decided to make the kid's whole situation a joke to his fans, as he was being mercilessly harassed by the same people below Phisnom. He never took the situation seriously till actual threat of repercussion began to bear its head, and only then did he make a half-assed apology to attempt to save face. Sure, I'll admit Alex constantly tweeting about Phisnom to an unhealthy degree wasn't helping his harassment, but I only see Phisnom partially at fault for their whole harassment campaign. Unfortunately, the whole situation doesn't seem to have a happy ending for anyone, and could technically still risk Fnaf Plus's development, even if it's a small risk. I've been Rello, and I'm going to retreat to my Xbox to play more Cold War Zombies Outbreak.